Okay, I
Okay.
think we're on.
Hi. Oh,
Hello.
well, oh gosh. Now that I look at
Now,
myself, I think, oh my gosh.
now we look humongous. Let me go over here. Okay,
Oh,
because
I
we're
think we're
using the
fine.
laptop instead of the phone, so the quality's not as good. And as you
Yeah.
can see, the clock behind us says 12:10. And actually, we're pre-recording this.
On Tuesday, because
Yay!
of a scheduling difficulty
Right,
tomorrow,
right, right.
and
So,
we're not sure we know what we're doing. So if you got something very strange, just
yeah,
figure it, how we are.
right.
Anyway, this is Pastor Deb and
Miss
Melody
Melody Newman,
doing
Pastor
our
Melody.
wacky women's whimsical wonderings on Wednesdays.
Yes,
That's a lot of
exactly,
W's.
exactly. It is.
Anyway,
I just
we're
can't get
doing that.
over how crooked my glasses are.
We're suddenly seeing ourselves
Maybe
on
it's
the
my
big
face.
screen, and it's kind of
Yeah, if I tilt my head, then my glasses get
I knew it was one of those things where I don't think I put any lipstick on, and I don't
Oh
have
well.
it's oh well, here we go.
Yeah.
Anyhow, uh, because of when we were talking about um, scheduling
Mm-hmm.
mishaps and things, I got thinking about something I saw on Facebook. And maybe some of you saw it, and if you remember all of it, that's great. I only remember the beginning and the end, but it talked about things you couldn't get back. And the first one was words that were spoken.
Words. Oh yeah.
And I think maybe that hit
Just
me.
want to grab out and pull them
Yeah,
back in.
because I have so many times said something and wished I could just swallow it back.
I know what you're saying. Me
But
too. I think all of us have. I mean, I can't imagine that there's anybody that has not spoken out of turn or, said something inappropriate that they wish that they could
yeah,
take
and I've been
back.
doing it all my life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me
my
too.
mouth has always gotten me in trouble, but always. Anyway, and then the last one, which I thought was equally, I guess these are the two that I really took to heart. The last one was about time once it has been passed or once it's been used.
Oh yeah.
And, I think that so often this is a problem for me as well as the mouth thing because I am a terrible procrastinator. I mean, I am probably one of the worst procrastinators in the
Yeah.
world. I procrastinate for no good reason. I mean, it's just because I think, oh, I should
So I
do
got
this.
plenty of time to do that.
And my mom used to say that, there was an old saying about never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
Right.
And she always said that mine was never do today what you can
do
put off tomorrow.
Yeah, what you can
And
do until
so,
tomorrow. Yeah.
mañana,
Yeah.
that's kind of the thing. But I do think that I waste time, and
I do too.
someday God's going to ask me what I did with all my time,
Oh my God.
and I'm not going to have a good answer because the Bible talks about for everything there's a season. So there are things that we should be doing at certain times of our lives, and that doesn't mean that we're all the same. I mean,
Right.
the time of your life, the time of my life may not be the same.
Right.
Yours might be the time to dance, where mine is the time to mourn. But there's in all of us, there's seasons,
Yeah.
not because of your dancing. And I know you're not dancing because of my
No.
mourning, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know.
Anyway,
Yes.
and they
Yes,
know
yes.
what I mean.
Yes.
Anyway, but I do think that sometimes I let things go, and God was kind of pushing me to call somebody to go over and see them the other day, and
Uh-oh.
then
And did
I
you?
didn't go, and then they went to the hospital, and I feel really bad.
Oh no.
And so now, I hope that it's not too late to do that because I'm counting on the fact that God's going to bring this person home
I
safely
hope
and
so.
well.
My goodness, yes.
But it's things like that, and I think, oh, you procrastinated. You didn't call. You thought, I'll do it. I'll call later. I'll do this later.
Right.
And then later comes, and it's too late.
Yeah.
Too later.
I really do try hard to answer those nudgings
I try
when they
to,
call,
but
sometimes you can talk yourself out of it.
Well, my
pretty
thing is,
easily.
I'll do it in a little while. Well, then a little while comes and I've kind of forgotten about
Right,
it, and
right.
or this isn't a good day for that.
Right.
And so, I've been going to start this diet that I've been going on for all my life.
Yeah.
It's always going to start on
Don't
every
you
day.
just get so sick of that?
But also, just little things that I should be doing. There's just sometimes I have nothing really to do, but the little things that need to be done, I don't seem to want to do.
And why is that? Why is that when we have time that we're just piddling away, watching something on TV or just taking a nap or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
Why didn't I do work on that?
Well, that's it. And that's not to mean that you shouldn't take time for yourself, because I do
Yeah.
think that's important. I think everybody needs to take some time. But I think sometimes that it's not even that we're just laying around, it's that we get ourselves busy doing 60 other things, sometimes so that we don't have to do the thing that we are procrastinating about.
Interesting.
You know?
That reminds me of a movie that I saw once, and it's an older movie with Justin Timberlake, and I think it's called About Time, and it's futuristic in that everybody's born with this clock on their arm, and the clock is ticking down the hours that you have to live. And when that clock is out, then you just drop wherever you are. And there are things that you can do to add more time to it.
Wow, I guess I don't really
Yeah,
see that.
it was really pretty good. But it's like, man, maybe if we could see on our arm how much time we have, how long would we procrastinate then? We would say, I got plenty of time.
Well, I have friends that have had cancer and have gotten, have been cured or have gotten past it. And they'll say, one thing I learned was to live in the moment right now, to not waste the time, to do the things I need to do
or
right
that you
now,
want to do,
or that I want to do right now, and not to wait. I think sometimes we just think we have so many times, and how many of us haven't had family or friends who, they were going to do this and they were going to do that, and then one of the couple passes away.
Right, exactly.
And they never got it done.
Yeah.
And I think that's, time is one of those things. We all have the exact same amount. We all have 24 hours a day. And we always have the same number of 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. And if you're really good, you can do all that math and figure out how many seconds we have in a year. But I can't do that.
564 something.
Yeah, from rent.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's part of what rent is about. It's that countdown of how much time he has, to live.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm terrible. Right now, I have a dishwasher that's got full of dishes. And I have dishes from last night in my sink. Now, all I really have to do is either do the dishes in the sink, which I almost never, ever
or unload the dishwasher.
Yeah. So I got up this morning. I had plenty of time. I de-diddled around. And I didn't unload my dishwasher. So the dishes from last night are still in the sink. And I hate that, because that is one thing. One thing I don't procrastinate about usually is my dishes, because I hate waking up the next morning to dishes. I really hate waking up in the next morning to have dirty dishes in the sink.
Yeah.
So I don't usually do that, but last night I procrastinated.
You did it, and this morning
I did it again.
And now they're still going to be there when you get home.
There when I get home.
Maybe Don will take care of them for you.
I don't think so. He does a lot of things really nicely for me, and he's very good about
Kurt's been really good about
dishes are not his thing. He'll do laundry. Don will do laundry.
Yikes.
I mean, he'll do like the towels. He doesn't do my clothes.
Yeah, there you go.
But he does.
Therein lies
but he'll do towels or sheets or things like that,
Right. Well, that's
I appreciate it. And he never leaves his stuff out. I mean, he's very good about keeping his dirty laundry in the hamper and things like that.
Isn't that great?
His other things he leaves out, but not those. But it's just why I don't do those things, and I just procrastinate. There wasn't a single solitary reason why this morning I did not do that. But sometimes I don't think I use my time wisely. That's it. Now
that's it right there. Not using our time wisely. Because sometimes we waste a lot of time, like sitting here for an hour trying to figure out how in the world to do this Facebook live stream pre-recorded ahead. You'd think it'd be, I don't know, I guess I need someone to show it to me, but anyway.
Yeah, but at least you were doing something constructive. You were working on it.
But it seems like such a waste of time that it takes that long to figure out,
I hate to say it. I think wasting the time is when you sit and watch kitten videos for 2 hours. And I know people that do that. I don't personally, but that...
Kitten videos?
Yeah, I know some people that are really hooked on kitten videos. Well, videos about kittens, hunting for videos about kittens. And I think that's fine, except that, whatever. But I mean, if you're a kitten video
Yeah.
person,
Maybe
please
all their
yeah.
dishes are clean and put
That's
away.
it. Well, I did have a good friend from here in town tell me the other day that she does all of her housework between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
And
my
I'm thinking,
gosh.
my question to her was, you mean there's a 3 and a 5 o'clock in the morning too? I thought those were just in the afternoon.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't even know how to find my living room, I don't think.
I don't, yeah, no way.
It's bad enough if I have to get up and let a dog out.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about that. The dog yapping at you to go out in the middle of the night.
But that's,
we did that last
other than
night.
that, I can't,
Yeah.
But I do think it's time to take time for yourself. You've heard me talk many times on this thing about the writer Madeleine L'Engle, but she says that everybody ought to take a little time each day, maybe even only 10 minutes, to go someplace quiet and just be.
Oh yeah.
To let and that gives the Lord a chance to talk to you. And
right.
And she suggests 10 minutes because it takes about 5 minutes to get
into it,
get centered and down, and then you've got maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But even people who work somewhere, you've got a coffee break or just a time and those of us who are at home. Even people who are, farm wives are the busiest people I know. I mean, they
are, aren't they? Yeah.
And they probably need this more than anybody else. Mm-hmm. And maybe you can do it in a bubble bath or something. That's not my thing. But, if wherever you can take 5 minutes to just be, that doesn't mean random thoughts aren't going to go through your head, because of course they are. It's hard to keep your head perfectly empty.
And so what you're saying is that should not be considered wasting time.
No. So there, and if you need to have a pedicure, once a month or something, go have a pedicure. I mean, that's not the kind of thing I'm saying, but I'm talking about the kind of everyday stuff that we just don't do. And the worst waste of time is holding on to a grudge or being bitter about things that happened in the past.
Yeah.
Because you can fill your head up so much with the stuff from the past, even your pain from the past, that you don't have any room for the things to build on for the future. I mean, it's just, we can fill up so much, even though some of us have some true pain from the past. I mean, and I'm not negating that.
But it takes up the space that could be used for joy-filled moments.
And sometimes I think that with myself, I mean, there's stuff in my life that, pain from the past.
Sure.
But I think sometimes it's a choice to hold on to it or to let it go. I mean, it's a literal.
Sometimes
I think it's a literal choice.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you get rid of the pain altogether.
No.
But what you do with it is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And
it doesn't mean that it's going to mend the relationship. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to have loving feelings toward that person or whatever. But you have truly let it go and been forgiving, and you don't allow it to take over every thought.
There was a member of my family that honestly, the last years of her life, probably the last 5 years of her life, she hardly enjoyed anything because she was so busy running down the gripes that she had with people from back. She was like nearly 90 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And this is gripes that went back to when she was 16.
I'm mad at you because of this. And
the people she was mad at were all dead. I mean, so it was just her holding on to the bitterness, holding on. And there's some of the people that weren't dead. I mean, some of it was, her husband was in the nursing home, and the things that had happened to him were not his fault.
Right.
I mean, he didn't have any drinking problem, there wasn't anything that he chose. It was illness.
Yeah,
right.
It was just,
But she was so bitter that her life had been, interrupted because of this. And she wasn't really mad at him, but she was mad at she was mad at God. She was mad at the whole world. And so she wasted that 5 years of her life where she could have been doing things with friends, because her health was not that bad. I mean, she could have been, on the phone. Either that or she was fighting with her son big time. I mean, they fought constantly. So there was all this negative things going on.
Boy.
And talk about a waste of time. And that is a huge waste of time.
What a great way to isolate yourself, because who would want to be around it?
Right. That's exactly right. And so I think time is it's an issue. And it is a choice, how we spend it, what we do with it.
It is.
And I have no idea what time it is. And how much time we use.
Yeah, this upcoming week, let us be more conscious about our days and the minutes. And
Yeah. Be in the moment. Be in the
yeah,
moment. Look at what's happening right now. I mean, it's fun to look at what you have to make plans for the future. And it's nice to remember things from the past, but that should be, that if you've got this much, then this much of it should be in the moment. Just these little edges should be the future
right,
and the past.
right, yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. And with that, it's been 15 minutes and 14 seconds.
Hey,
Goodbye.
have a
See you
good
next
one.
week.
We'll see you next week, probably very live.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Bye-bye.
right, bye-bye.